Aren't you going to say hello?
It's really curious to me how what was once such a normal thing is kind of seen as scary nowadays. What was once a job that filled kids with laughter and happiness, clowns nowadays are usually seen as creepy. According to Healthline.com, Coulrophobia, or fear of clowns, is something that 7.8% of people experience. That's over 46 million people. However, it seems to me like Coulrophobia is something that seems to have gotten even stronger over the last few years, and I wouldn't be surprised if that 7.8 has risen to an even higher number, like 10%. Why is this? Is it because we don't find clowns funny anymore, or is it because of one clown in particular looking at you, Ronald McDonald? If there was a clown responsible for causing millions of people to run like hell whenever they saw one, it would without a doubt be Pennywise the Dancing Clown from the It book, miniseries, and movies.
Where you going, Ed? If you lived here, you'd be home by now.
Being a demon-like creature that feeds off of children's fears, Pennywise isn't exactly a character who makes us see clowns in a positive light. With live-action interpretations of a clown being seen in the 90s and 2010s, Pennywise has undoubtedly hurt the clown business and even gotten a lot of people at the World Clown Association, or WCA for short, very upset, including their president, Pam Moody. Yep, there's a job I bet you didn't know existed. President of the World Clown Association. When asked about the 2017 film, Moody would go on to blame the original 90s miniseries as the reason for the perception of being afraid of clowns, stating, "That film introduced the concept of this character. People had school shows and library shows canceled. That's very unfortunate. The very public we're trying to deliver positive messages to aren't getting them." With many experts saying Coulrophobia originating as early as the 1950s in the Barnum-era circuses, it's not quite fair to Pennywise to say he invented the phenomenon. So why were so many people scared of clowns before Pennywise? My guess is that it's probably similar to kids who cry when they go to see Santa for the first time. Straight up, there's nothing really scary about Santa, but what is scary is being forced to sit in a stranger's lap with all these bright lights shining on you and people are taking pictures. It's crazy. It's reasons like that Coulrophobia was probably invented, and Coulrophobia was actually what would inspire Stephen King to make Pennywise in the first place. King created Pennywise because he himself was afraid of clowns, and Pennywise would go on to be one of the first clowns to be seen as downright evil.
Worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
Replying to the clown community on Twitter, King would further defend his creepy clown creation, stating, "Yeah, they were pissed at me. Sorry, but most are great. But kids have always been scared of clowns. Don't shoot the messenger for the message." If for some reason you're watching this video and don't know what Pennywise can do, he can basically turn into whatever kids or really anyone fears to scare them. He does this because when a kid is scared, it's kind of like marinating a piece of food right before you eat it. This leads to the actual It entity appearing to kids as Pennywise the Clown. Because kids are scared of clowns, because when did the original book take place? 1958, right around the time Coulrophobia was getting popular. So as far as narrative goes, it makes complete sense that this space demon would appear to kids as clowns because that's what certain kids were scared of back then. Does that mean that Pennywise is innocent and hasn't contributed anything to Coulrophobia? No, not at all. While many kids were scared of clowns before Pennywise, nobody really saw clowns as evil beings until it came out. With Coulrophobia getting more and more popular in the 80s and even the 2010s, it's impossible to say Pennywise isn't at least a little responsible. What Stephen King and Pennywise would do is bring in a whole new side to the clown phobia and give people more reasons to be scared of clowns. When people see clowns, they now think of Pennywise and all the horrible things he has done. They don't think of slapstick comedy of the clowns of yesteryear. With the whole outbreak of evil clown sightings in 2016, right before the new It movie came out, it's almost impossible now to see clowns as anything but scary. Even the WCA president Moody would go on to say, "Last year our business was really blindsided by the evil clown sightings." Thanks to Pennywise and his many protege, it's kind of hard to see clowns as things other than evil. Luckily, clowns find a way. In an interview with modern-day clown Joanne Dorm, Interview Magazine would have a whole conversation with Dorm and learn some interesting things. Dorm has no doubt felt the impact of its popularity and has instead changed her makeup to appear as a more, non-stereotypical clown. Dorm even says, "The films cause a new generation of Coulrophobia every time they premiere. As this is my living and has been for 27 years, I am not a fan of Stephen King or the It movies. They are incredibly harmful to my business. However, I have adapted my makeup and am not a traditional white-faced clown, so most people aren't afraid of me. All in all, the fear of clowns is something that would have existed even if Pennywise was never created. That being said, Pennywise is such a scary character that it's hard to not be afraid of clowns after seeing the movie. It wasn't done on purpose. Stephen King just wrote about what kids were afraid of, and many of them were afraid of clowns. While it is unfortunate that the clown business has dropped a bit, it's not like King did it on purpose. It isn't some strange novel hit piece to take down the clown business. Here we just get an example of a movie being so impactful that it unintentionally affects a career in ways it never intended. Luckily, the clowns have adapted, and also lucky for the clowns, the It movies, as far as we know of, are over. From here, we wish them luck in rebuilding their clown business, just as long as they never advertise in storm drains. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know if you want more content like this. Hit that subscribe button real quick, and let me know if Pennywise is responsible for your clown fears, because, come on, we're all a little afraid of clowns. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Yes, we do.